The Fresh Toones music show is underwritten by the Animation Workshop at Animated Studio, providing animation instruction since 1993. Please visit their website at animatedstudio.com.
Thanks to the folks who led the way. Thanks to the folks, let us thank them every day.
Welcome to the Fresh Toones Show. My name is Dave Paltz, and today is one of my special inspirational live shows, and it's dedicated to Rachel Carson. If you're not familiar with what Rachel Carson accomplished in her life, she was a marine biologist and a nature writer, probably best known for her book written in 1962 called Silent Spring. That book had a tremendous effect on me and opened my eyes, awoke me to a lot that was going on in the world. In her book there, she outlined the dangers of chemical pesticides, and the book led to a nationwide ban on DDTs and other pesticides, and in the end sparked the movement that ultimately led to the creation of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. One thing I started to learn more about in my early 20s was about the pollution that we were seeing in New York State coming from the smokestacks in Ohio, from the coal-burning furnaces there. And what was happening is the trees up in the Adirondacks were dying off and turning brown from the pollution that was coming from Ohio. And the lakes started to die out. People loved to go fishing up there. And all of a sudden they realized there weren't any fish in the water. In some of the smaller lakes, not the larger ones, they weren't as affected as the smaller lakes. But that was a big thing, and people started to say, maybe we should look at that. Long story short, with the Environmental Protection Agency, things started to change. Her book and what was happening inspired this song of mine called Lake Placid.
Gonna go camping in the Adirondacks, gonna lay down beside the waters, gonna take my fishing rod with me, gonna fish in the lakes around Lake Placid. So blue, so clear, so clean, well you can almost see the bottom. Soon you won't see a shadow within them at all, 'cause there will be nothing alive inside them. It won't be long, 'cause the smoke keeps pouring in from Ohio, from the smokestacks that reach towards heaven, filling our skies and tearing our eyes and killing our wildlife. Mr. President, what you got to say? If it don't make a buck, don't get in your way. Well, you better take a few of those dirty dollars and clean up the mess your friends have made. There's a rain, and it's a falling on the lakes of New York. Acid rain, piercing right through our hearts as it's killing the parks in New York. The smoke keeps pouring in from Ohio, from the smokestacks that reach towards heaven, filling our skies and tearing our eyes and killing our wildlife. Gonna go camping in the Adirondacks, gonna lay down beside the waters, gonna take my fishing rod with me, gonna fish in the lakes around Lake Placid. Lake Placid, so placid. Lake Placid.
Well, we certainly had a lot to be concerned with in the 1970s, and her book from 1962 sparked a lot of that motivation, ending up with us recognizing Earth Day. She certainly spoke to us at that time, and one of her quotes is, "We in this generation must come to terms with nature." I think we're challenged as we were never challenged before to prove our maturity and our mastery, not of nature, but of ourselves. It's unfortunate that still 60 years later, we're still in that situation of trying to prove our maturity and our mastery of understanding nature and ourselves. We certainly had a bone to pick with some of our politicians and how government was not doing as well as they could to protect our health. This is a recent song of mine in support of the young people that are speaking up now. It's called Bone to Pick. The youth have a bone to pick. The bee within our bonnet sticks, not so far off in our history sits. Things gone amiss, no longer fit. But we are here, and it is now. If we have the will, we have the power. Our memories, not yet bygones, into new chapters, right the wrong. It's a waste to stay in place. Stale ways can change. It's not too late. Let's lift our hammers. Let's turn the page. Let's walk together. Let's sing this way. We have no choice but to raise our voice, to say no more, not gonna do like before. The youth have a bone to pick, have a bone to pick, have a bone to pick. Yes, they've got one big bone to pick. Well, I'm going to lead into the next song with a simple quote of Rachel's. In nature, nothing exists alone. This songful poem is called Sweet Nature's Brain. We've been given the gift of reason. Sweet nature, she is blessed. If we refuse, lack to invest, then lost ways will be our guest. IQ is just a number. What an insult if we ignore. Let us seek our own inquisition. to unlock the prison doors. We've been given the gift of reason. Sweet nature, she is blessed. If we refuse, lack to invest, then lost ways will be our guest. The bars that would deny us appreciation of nature's brain and all the treasures there. It's time we prepare for the breakout to see the reason is our best pal. We've been given the gift of reason. Sweet nature, she is blessed. If we refuse, lack to invest, then lost ways will be our guest. There is nothing sweeter than the nectar in her fresh air. What we've been given here was bestowed with love and care. We've been given the gift of reason. Sweet nature, she is blessed. If we refuse, lack to invest, then lost ways will be our guest. Sweet nature hums along with each bee she invests, in the hope that humans will use reason for what's best. Well, today's Fresh Tune Show is an inspirational live show dedicated to Rachel Carson, and I've been sharing a few of her quotes. A little bit of her background story is in 1936, she was the second woman hired by the U.S. Bureau of Fisheries. And she worked there for about 15 years. And she learned a lot about fishery and water and how important it is. And one of the things she had to say was, water must be thought of in terms of the chains of life it supports. We aren't going to go far without clean water. And I wrote this song in response to an article about how corporations around the planet are buying up the water rights so they can control clean water. And, you know, when somebody has control of something, they can put a pretty high price on it. So I wrote this song called Drop by Drop. The pain that drives them on. What once was a trickle now floods our cities wide. Some thought they were untouchable, but the river said you cannot hide. There's a clamor at the gateway, but the king said bar the doors. The water is rising from the tears of those who mourn. They once lived in a country where water was said I'll never have enough. So they stole all of the water, sold it for gold, drop by drop, drop by drop. They sold it drop by drop. It's gold they want, and they'll never stop. And they'll never have enough, no matter how much they've got. Look down and say they're all self-made, but their riches have built a living grave. Drop by drop, they sold it drop by drop. It's gold they want, and they'll never stop. I must say another thing that inspired that song, Drop by Drop, is the disaster that happened in Flint, Michigan, when people were forced to drink contaminated water because some politician figured there's some cheaper way to redirect the water flow, which was not purified, to these lower income parts of the city. Pretty sick, huh? Well, there are a lot of tears came out of that, so that certainly inspired a lot of the lines of that song, of the tears that form the rivers. I've been sharing some of the quotes of Rachel Carson today, and one of them is, humans' attitude towards nature is today critically important simply because we now have acquired a fateful power to alter and destroy nature. I guess that fits in with my next song called The Mother Earth Destruction Blues. Sorry we destroyed Mother Earth. We got addicted to their juice, and then we had no choice but to dig and dig and dig, and now we're looking for some place to go, somewhere peaceful with greens and blues, something like we once had before we destroyed you. Well, we've got the Mother Earth Destruction Blues. Too long we covered our eyes and ears like fools. We pretended we didn't see, but now we do. Glub, 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 glub. We got the Mother Earth Destruction Blues. Sorry, Mama, but what more can we do? We had a fine party at the cost of you. Well, we got the Mother Earth Destruction Blues. The time to leave is coming soon. Don't miss the last spaceship or you're doomed. We got the Mother Earth Destruction Blues. Floating through space with no home to go to. Looking out the porthole, thinking just what did we do? No, yeah, we got the Mother Earth Destruction Blues. Oh, yes, we do. We got the Mother Earth Destruction Blues. We used to sing with joy, but now we sing the blues. Well, continuing right along with today's Fresh Toones show, dedicated to Rachel Carson. She had a real rough time in the 60s when she said things like, "Can anyone believe it is possible to lay down such a barrage of poisons on the surface of the earth without making it unfit for all life?" Well, the chemical companies surely didn't like that. They came out with all kind of statements saying that she was a communist and a hysterical woman. Many pulled their ads from the CBS reports for 1963 entitled "The Silent Spring of Rachel Carson." But still about 50 million people watched it, and combined with President John F. Kennedy's Science Advisory Report, which validated Carson's research, made pesticides a major public issue. Unfortunately, Rachel became very seriously ill, and in 1964 she died of cancer. Like many of us that will be affected by cancer, hopefully we can continue to try to get control of the toxins that are distorting some of the cells in our body. This song might explain some of the motivation for not caring about folks. Might have something to do with greed. It's called "Did You Ever Ask Why?"
Did you ever ask why? How the opioid crisis arrived with all its pain? It seems insane. It's greed, folks. Yes, it's greed. Did you ever ask why? What caused the Great Recession? Who allowed the bank's deception? And did we learn our lesson? It's greed, folks. Yes, it's greed. Why so much heartlessness towards others? Why? In their empty lies that they've wrought. What makes their loving prophets roll their eyes as they roll within their graves? Did you ever ask why? Millions had to die from smoking, smiling faces as folks were choking. So many lives were broken. It's greed, folks. Yes, it's greed. Did you ever ask why? Some just watched as their planet died, why they had no time to hear the children's cries. It's greed, folks. Yes, it's greed. Why so much heartlessness towards others? Why? In their empty lies that they've wrought. What makes their loving prophets roll their eyes as they roll within their graves? Did you ever ask why? Did you ever ask why? Did you ever ask why?
Well, I've got time for one more song today on this inspirational live show for Rachel Carson. Really glad that I had this chance on Rochester Free Radio to share some of her story. And for this last song, I've got some young elementary school children singing with me on my song called "Thanks to the Folks." Here's a thank you to Rachel Carson, along with so many other people that led the way, that have improved life for so many people.
Thanks to the folks who led the way. Thanks to the folks, let us thank every day. Open the doors when forget that we listen very carefully and say what we must. Thanks to the fools who took the risk. What they taught us we mustn't miss. To lend a hand to plant the seed of love and giving is what the world needs. We may only be a single being, but we must try and be all that we can be. The way we live will speak much louder for the things we want to say. Thanks to the folks who led the way. Thanks to the folks, let us thank them every day. In our effort to do what's right, let us try with all our might. Thanks to the folks. Thanks to the folks. Thanks to the folks. Thanks to the folks. Let us thank them every day.
Let's go hear it.
And that's it for the Fresh Toones Show this week. I hope you all have a great week. Be creative, have fun, and cheer with other folks. Take care now. Bye.
Let us lend a helping hand. Help us do all we can.